Hi everybody, this is Diane. I am here to show you a couple of things and also talk about the project that I've just started working on. First of all, I wanted to show you the cute little package I got from my friend in the Netherlands, Alette. You may have heard me talk about her before. She is one of my very earliest junk journal friends, and a couple years ago, she and her husband and some other family came on vacation to North America, and they traveled around Canada and in my area. So they made sure to make plans to meet up with me. So they came to my house and visited with me and my kids, who I invited over. We had a wonderful time. And we have exchanged quite a few things over the years. And I sent her a Christmas card, just a plain old Christmas card. And then she sent me this. So it's a fun little folio that she made. It's got the little lamb up there in this cute pocket that she decorated, a banner, and a cat glued on there. And this little envelope is glued on there in such a cute way. And she added a little note to me. I'm sorry for my voice. I say it every video, but still struggling with my chest issues, I guess. Makes me want to cough every time I talk, so I'm not putting a lot of energy into my voice. I'm trying to keep it mellow so I don't cough. And in this pocket there were stickers, really fun stickers. Look at that yoga one. They're really cute. And some die cut pieces. More stickers there. These little ATC backgrounds that I could decorate with these. So that was a really fun surprise that Alette sent me. So thank you very much, Alette. I am glad that I have you for a friend. And then I just wanted to show this to you because I saw it at Walmart, and this was not in the remnant bin. It was on the shelf. It caught my eye. And I was going to get just a half a yard, but when I saw how big these peacocks are, I asked her for 3/4 of a yard just to make sure that I can make good use of the images and they weren't too chopped off. But I'll put this away with my peacock pieces that I'm gathering for a peacock journal. I thought it was beautiful. There's some with more green and some with more blue, and the flowers are gorgeous. Just a pretty, pretty piece of fabric. Now, the projects that I'm working on are going to be really, really fun. I had these two children's books that have a hole in the cover. Now, they're both different. I'm going to be doing them separately, and they will both require different techniques. But this one is a television book of favorite nursery rhymes, and it had originally come with a circle here that was connected, and then you would use this little spot here to turn the circle and you'd get a different picture in the television screen. And that was gone when I bought the journal, or bought the book. And I've had this for quite a while. But I am going to try to make a new circle there, and then I'll have to find some pictures that would fit in the hole there and put them on the picture, and then make it so it can be turned like that. The pages themselves will be put together in the normal way that I do these type of books. But I just thought that would be a really cute element on a journal. But the first one I'm working on is this one. And this one has a hole that goes, it's a tunnel book, so the hole goes all the way through to the back of the book with the clock. So it's for children to learn about time and how long it takes, how 15 minutes or whatever. She's waiting for her birthday party, and I think her party starts at 3. And so we go through the day as she's talking about time, and her mother is helping her understand how long it is before her birthday party. and it's a Hallmark book, and there's no date on it. But I will take the spine off and make a new spine, and I will have to put some book corners on it, because I think this was a pretty well loved book. And I'll just have to mask some things, and somebody wrote 5 cents on there. Must be she was selling it in a yard sale or something. It was loose from the book, from the pages were not connected, and so I got it for free at the flea market. So I jumped at that. I thought it was really cute, and I've had it for at least a year, maybe 2. So I'm finally going to work with it now. So I took the book apart. It was already apart, but I took the signatures apart to see what I was working with, and it turned out that this is one signature, and it has 2 pages, and I will add more pages to that. But these have to remain in one signature in order for the story to be in the right order. And then this was separate, and the pages were loose. I think it was just a page attached to this and then a page attached to that signature, but they need to be together in one signature. So this will be the book page in the second signature. I don't really need that clip on there since there's only one page. And then this is 2 more pages for the last signature, and they need to be in this order. So I did a lot of thinking about how to make the holes in the pages that I add, because I just thought I had to be very careful about it, because if I thought I knew by measuring from here or whatever, then when you stack pages together, it changes. It makes the signature a little fatter and pulls the pages, like the inner pages will stick out more, is what I'm trying to say, which means that the circle would move. So I came up with an idea, and it worked, because these are all the pages for the first signature, and I put them all together in this signature, and they all work really well. So I have a scrapbook paper, and should have 2 of these. The book is kind of wide. It's like 6 inches wide. So, no, that's not working. Oh, yes, it is. It's fine. I used these large teacher planner books to get pages that were wide enough that could be journaled on. I took 1 page from each of those books to put in the signatures, and I'm only using 6 pages in a signature just so they don't have the problem of it becoming too wide. Now with this, you can see book pages behind it, but I don't mind that. I just didn't want to be able to see a variety of scrapbook papers and whatnot sticking out from here. So I cut my circle bigger, a little bigger than this. And I'm going to show you how I did that. So there's a scrapbook paper, there's one of the teacher planner pages, there's a story page, and a scrapbook page, and then there will be another teacher planner page in here. I thought I had one there. I did at one time, but see, you can see that it's all lined up, and when it's sewn into the signature, it will line up with the clock. So the child and the parent, as they go through the book together, can adjust the hands to talk about the time. I think it's really cute. So I was going to do a video on this other signature that's like this with 2 pages, but I messed it up and I had to make some fixes. So I'm going to do my video on this section. Well, actually I can do a section of it here. So I did do the scrapbook paper and one of the planner pages there. Oh, you can see it a little bit there. And so now I'm going to do the second set of pages. Oh, is this the one that goes here? Yep. Okay. You don't want to get things mixed up. So this will go in here, and I'll get another one of those planner pages. Here's one. It's all cut and ready. And that will go in there. I just thought that in order to, if I made a mark on the top page in each signature and then cut all 4 pages that I'm cutting with that, then the bottom ones might not line up. So I'm just doing them in 2 separate sets, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to make a circle there so I know where to line up my die, and that pencil mark will be cut off. You won't see it. I have this set of circle dies from Stampin' Up. It's layering circles, and there are plain and scalloped, and I chose a scalloped one that's just slightly bigger than the hole that's in the book. I just have to bring my Big Shot over here. Because the page is narrow enough to fit through this, I can do it. If it was a wider page, I don't know how I would do it. So I lay my platform down and a cutting plate and my stack of papers. And this is the circle that I used. I don't know if that's sticky anymore. I don't know where that little roll of washi tape went, so we'll just grab another one. So I'm going to try to center it so that as well as I can, make it so that the pencil line is centered in the middle of this die. And I'm just going to put a little piece of washi tape on it to hold it in place. Put my top cutting plate on it and then run it through. I'm cutting through 4 pieces of paper, but they are thin papers, so it does work. If you don't have a Big Shot and a die cutting machine, you could just trace the circle on your page and then cut it out by hand. Might not be as neat, but it works. So now I have all these little circles that I can play with. Carefully remove the washi tape. Try not to tear the paper. I don't care if I tear the washi tape. So now those circles are cut for this portion of the book, and it goes inside this. So I have 2 signatures with the holes already cut, and you can see a little bit of the scallop there, which is not what I wanted, but I'm going to go with it. This one doesn't have it. And you can see pages sticking out, which is what I was talking about. The more pages you stick in, the further they stick out. But I'm going to put some lace on the front. So there is a signature that goes in the middle, and that only has 1 book page, so I have to do it a little bit differently. So I have scrapbook paper, the planner page, scrapbook paper, planner page, and I just need 1 extra page, and I just took this scrapbook paper that looks like notebook paper. It's really fun. I just wanted to point out that this book is so full of colors. It has these oranges and golds and reds on the front and the blue. But there are also pages with hot pink and purple. So you can use just about any color for a book like this. And I chose some bright, fun pages. Now I don't know if I can cut 3 pages at a time. I have 5 pages to cut. I'm just going to do 2. I might try 3 for the second batch just to see if I can get them all cut. Why am I doing that? I need to draw a pencil line here. And then put this on. And then I'm going to talk about how I will decorate the pages without interfering with the whole, because I don't want anything that is going to block the view between the front of the book and the back of the book. So I do have some ideas for decorating the little spaces that are left. So let's see if we can do 3 pages here. Don't know if it'll work, but we're going to try. Oh, at first I have to have a hole. I think I will just mark from the middle page of this section that I did. I'm going to mark where I can put my die. Because if I do this, it might not be centered properly because these pages are pushed out a little further. I hope that makes sense from what you saw. So I don't want to draw right to the edge here because I want to be able to cut the pencil line off. So I'm just going to sketch inside the line and center my die around that. And hope it works. So it's running through harder because there's just an extra 2 layers of paper in there, so it feels tighter in the... Oh, didn't quite go all the way through. Let's see how many we got. I guess 2 pages is the limit because I'm left with 2 circles that didn't cut. So I'll just center this or lay it on there, line it up with all those scallops. It's not going to line up perfectly with the scallops. And it's a little wide this way. So I'm going to have to fold it and do that. Okay, it looks good. I was afraid it would look messy if the scallops weren't lined up, but it looks okay. I'll move this out of the way. Now let's see if we can put everything together. Oh, where does this go? Goes like that. Nope. Goes like that with scrapbook paper. Oh, because I left a scrapbook paper in there already. So this goes here. Now I've got them in the proper order. And there they are. Nice clean hole. And then I'll just, when I sew them in the signature, I'm going to have to make sure I have them lined up in the spine so that that shows like that. So that part's done. Let me talk about how I will decorate the pages. I want you to have some journaling space in the book because it is a journal. I'm going to erase that. It's pencil. So I have space here. I don't want to cover up the words of the story. So all the journaling will be on the scrapbook paper, and these, of course, are ready for journaling. So I want to put something here and here, and then there's all this space here that I'll probably stencil on or something like that. So I have a few ideas of what I can do. I took a piece of scrapbook paper and I measured and found that 2 1/4 inches wide is as wide as I can go for here. So I took a piece of scrapbook paper and scored it so that there's 2 1/4 inches that will be glued down, and then this and this will just flap in, and you can open it up and write on it. And I will be I'll be making a writing board so that you can put it under this page and you won't have the clock to deal with, and when you flap that out you'll be able to write on the page. Otherwise you'd have the hands of the clock there. So that's one idea. I also could just put a little envelope on the page and then have a card or a tag that you could write on. And I have a variety of small envelopes. This could be right under this spot and have something over there. Of course, I can just glue a journaling spot down, like a paper with lines on it. But I wanted to make it fun and fancy. So as long as the card is small enough to fit in there and close the flap, we can have an envelope like that in that area. And I've got them in a few colors. This one I don't want to glue down because it's, it's pretty, and they don't really match this style anyway. I just got out my little envelopes. This one is really pretty little cream colored envelope with a card in there, so that could be used like that. I have glassine I could use. What's this one? Oh, this one, instead of opening it to the side, it opens this way, and I could put, it'd be hard to write on this part, so I could put a little pocket here and stick a tag in there, and you could take the tag out and write on that, and then write on this. I thought about maybe making a tulip or a petal envelope that you could open up like that and write on. These are just ideas. I don't know what is going to end up in the book. And I was hoping I could use this. This is from I made this with my Cricut. And I could make it smaller if I wanted to, but I just don't know. Because it's maybe just a little bit too big. Why doesn't that want to fit? I guess it goes like that. And And then this doesn't have the cards that are supposed to be with it for some reason. It would have 2 cards inside, one with a tab right here, a little round tab, and one with a tab right there, and I would just put them in the pocket. But I don't know. I might try to make one a little bit smaller to see if that will work. And then I have other ideas for decorations that won't interfere with the whole, not necessarily journaling spots, but, you know, putting tabs on the sides of the page, or little tiny fabric clusters here or there. Yeah, that's... I even thought about putting in a vellum page, not cutting the hole, and you'd be able to see the clock. But I'm not going to do that because I want you to be able to play with the clock for every page that, you know, the clock is mentioned and the time is mentioned and you want to change the time. I mean, I know this is probably going to be a grown-up's journal, but I would want to play with it if it was mine. So I have lots of ideas for decorating the pages, and I hope that this piques your interest in this journal. Let's just go ahead and see if we can start adding stuff to the book. And for some of the pages, I will add a little bit of a hinge here, just a reinforcement basically, because that one's torn a little bit. Some of the holes are big, so I just want to make sure that the pages aren't going to tear out. And I did write numbers on the pages so that if they get messed up somehow, I'll be able to put them back in order. Of course, I could read the story and go by the time that's written on the page. So there's that, and I thought that this one with the red dots went really well with it. And I want it to fold so that I could put it this way because I like this side better. Fold so that this folds over the same way the page folds over, so that when you close your book, let's say we did it this way, and you close your book and this flaps up and gets crumpled up. So you want it to fold the same way that the page is folding. Okay, does that make sense? So I'm going to put it on there like that. But what do we want to do to this? We want to decorate it somehow. I think I trimmed a little bit off of this to make it fold better so the rounded corners look a little funky. We're going to fix them. I'm going to look in my binder and see what I might have to decorate it with. I didn't plan on going this far with it, but I didn't know what I would do. I tell you, it's been January and so far February haven't been great for me health-wise. I, got over COVID and then didn't really get over it before I came down with a cold and then another cold. And I had one day where I actually felt like I think I'm better, and then the very next day I had the stomach bug because my son had it. And that was 2 days. Yesterday I was just on the couch all day. I couldn't do a thing. So this is, getting in here for the first time after that. And I'm like, I just hope that I can just feel good now. So I'm not really with it, I don't think, yet. I think these are fun embellishments, and this is a stamp that I have. It says schedule, and I stamped it on that bright green, and that's perfect for this. I don't know if that button is perfect because it blends in too much, but there's another green button. That would be a fun way to embellish the front. And what do I want to do to the inside? I don't want to make it look vintage, of course. It's a nice bright journal. So Maybe I'll stencil on the on this. Maybe, I think I have stencils that have clocks. Maybe I'll just use the clocks for stenciling through the whole book. Or maybe I have to use these pretty flowers too. I used to have a stencil with clocks. The gears might be okay. Oh, here it is. I see it poking out. There's a stencil with clocks. And now I just need some ink. So this is on this yellow and orange paper, and this is red. So let's get some of those kinds of colors here. I have spiced marmalade. Fired brick. Thought I had a yellow. I don't see a yellow. Pretty sure I have one, but it doesn't even have to be distress ink. I could just get one of my Stampin' Up! Inks out. These are distress inks and not distress oxides. There's fossilized amber, that might work. Okay. Whoops, just knocked my little light there. I'll start with the yellow, a fossilized ember. I'm so excited to be using this book. Every time I go through my books, if I'm doing a destash and I'm reevaluating, I'm like, why don't you just do that book? Because I love it. It's so cute. And I will add some orange. Let's put the gears in orange. Oops, I shifted my paper, which blurred my stencil. And I think I'll just put a little red around the edges. Sorry about the shaking. I have things on my desk that rattle when I do this. But I can't clear my desk every time I do a video. Those things, it's a paper rack that you'll see if I ever get my organizing done. All right. So there's that, and I will add my embellishments that I had. After I find them. It's amazing how far things go. They're right there. They don't go far, I just have to open my eyes. It is raining right now. It's been raining all day, and it is supposed to turn into freezing rain and then sleet and then snow. I know other areas around me are getting snowed on pretty badly. But, the band is moving down, so we're still in the rain phase. I'm obviously not making everything clock themed. I'm just kind of gonna go with a fun, bright color, maybe even a party kind of feel to it because it is about a birthday party. I could put something here that could be journaled on. Give you as much journaling space as I can find. Just going to trim it a tiny bit. Make sure it's not too wide. This is just a scrap that I had on my table. I might add something in there, but maybe not. So I guess it's ready to be glued down. Now there's another thing I thought about doing with this, and I didn't bring it in with me, but I have these little, they look like picture hanger things, the kind that swivel in to put the picture in and swivel out so you can remove it. But they were made for scrapbooking, and they're in different colors. If I still have any, because they're years and years and years old, I could see if I could put one on here to hold that flap. I'm going to look at the journaling spots that I recently stamped and see if there's one that would fit in there. I did a video doing some of those stamped journal spots. I'll just, as I look through here, I'll pull some things out that might work. I like the bright colors there. That might work throughout the book. So these are some that I did, but they're just cream. There's no color to them, and I want pretty colors. Ooh, I might be able to use these for embellishments. These stamped flowers and leaves. I have these fun pieces. I'll just get some of those out. I'm not seeing all those journal spots I made. I thought I put them in here. Nope. So, well, I can make more, that's for sure. They're easy to make. So I'll probably get a stamp and make something like this to put there, but maybe in a different color. That would be fun, right? I should have stenciled on this before I glued onto it, because this will change the way the stencil looks. It'll make a mark. So I think I'll just stamp on this page. I'll have to find some fun stamps, but I didn't get them out. So that's a beginning, and I might add a stamp or a sticker or some glued embellishment to this. How about one of these flowers? About like that. Don't want it sticking up through the hole. Any other time I think it would look nice like this, but not for what we're doing. So I think I'll do it like that. How does that look? We're going to go for it. This one was stamped better. I think it's going to be really fun to decorate all these pages. Have you noticed that in 2022 so far I've been having fun with unique and unusual journal covers? Well, I started out by just doing some Stash Busters. And then I don't know if I'll remember all of them, but I did with the heavy file folder with the metal tabs. And then I did 2 binder journals, but they're very unique binders. One was a really old household papers, documents binder with envelopes, and the other one was a recipe binder with envelopes. And now I'm doing these. I'm just having fun playing with unusual elements. I'm going to add one up here, and then the rest of the space you can have for journaling. So that gives you an idea of what I'm going to do throughout this book. I think it's going to be great fun. I can't wait to see the finished product. So I hope you'll come back to see some more. I think I'll do some more decorating on camera. Thanks for watching today, and I hope you have a creative day today. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.